Told Byron and Joe during the post-game radio that when you come off Christmas break and you give your guys 3 or 4 days off, you work on a lot of things. Number one, you try to shore up your deficiencies as a team, but you're also in the midst of preparing for a team coming in that you only have a few days to prepare. Our guys came back on Christmas night. We've worked really hard here over the last 2.5 days to get to this point. But yeah, and then you add in the fact of when you lose a game, you're always battling that confidence. And I thought the one thing that we wanted to improve upon and still need to and must do in order to compete in the league that we're about to start on the 31st is defend. And it's been a common problem for us that in the first half of our losses, 28, 29 points is basically about what we give up. But in the second half, it's 45, it's 46. It's an astronomical number that, quite honestly, we aren't that talented offensively that we're still going to win the game. And I thought tonight we go 28 points given up in the second half, which is a point less than the first. And that's what good teams do. And I don't know if we're good enough on that end yet. But we did that today, and we've got to continue to see that type of progress.
What do you think you guys did the best improving defensively?
Well, number one, their point guard is a huge challenge. I mean, he's right now the active assist leader in all college basketball for a reason. Poor Joe Dooley, they say that, hey, Lob City and all this. When he graduates, Lob City's graduating because that guy knows how to play. I mean, he's like Steve Nash with the basketball. The problem is he's not as good of a shooter as he needs to be, but he's a terrific see the open man. And when you combine our ball screen defense in the past, how we've played it, we tend to get softer on ball screens. We tend to lag off of them too much, and that opens up space for lobs, which scared us to death coming into the game. And so I thought for us, where we were coming into the game, we did a much better job in that area defensively.
What about playing defensively through the 35 seconds of the shot clock?
I thought we did a decent job. I also thought that offensively, outside of a few possessions where we took some ill-advised shots, it was really awkward because I would say 80 to 90% of our possessions were really good ones. We moved the ball. We played into the shot clock. We changed sides of the floor, which makes your defense better. You're not in transition as often. Then we had a few dumb shots, a couple wild shots that were not what we wanted. But again, if you can keep your turnovers down, keep a team out of transition and take good shots, then you get to play 5-on-5 in the half court defensively. And I thought for the most part we did that today, and we need to do that.
Coach, how important was it for your team to respond the way they did and play much better defense today?
Well, I think it's important for any team. When you lose a game, you either put your tail between your legs and continue to lose, or you pull yourself up off the mat, and I thought we did that. One of our goals was to win the games that nobody talks about. Nobody's going to talk about Stephen F. Austin or Murray State, Florida Gulf Coast, Long Beach State, because, no disrespect, they're just not big-time basketball, high-major teams that you think of when you think of college basketball. But those games are going to be important ones. Florida Gulf Coast may go undefeated in their league. They may not, but they should be a tournament team. They get the all-time career-leading scorer on their team, the active assist leader in the country in college basketball. If they go to the tournament, that's a tournament win for us. It's a win for us against a tournament team, I should say. So finishing out and getting off the mat was important today.
Just curious, James Farr, is he okay? What's the injury with him?
Yeah, again, when you come off the Christmas break, he probably had one too many cookies with some eggnog, and he was cramping. He needs to get in a little bit better shape here over the next few weeks.
How is the health of your team overall? Matt has been sick, Jalen has been sick.
Everybody's been sick. It's I'm sure you all have relatives that have been sick. It just gets passed around, and when you're on a basketball team, everybody comes together, and one guy doesn't feel like he has symptoms that day, and so he puts his hand in there, and everybody leaves, and the next day he's down. So the tough guys don't get sick, and so far, I haven't been sick, and a few of our other guys haven't. So I put a lot of that disinfectant on my hands constantly, becoming a germaphobe.
You guys scored scored a lot of points off turnovers in the first half. How much of their turnovers would you attribute to your pressure, and how much of some of the mental mistakes that they just made?
I thought like Sean O'Mara did a great job of flipping around the offensive post player, getting deflection. I thought in our zone we got a couple. But again, they take chances with their lobs and things of that nature. When we were active, D was really good in his gap. He got a couple steals that way. So probably a little bit of a combination.
You mentioned Sean. How big has this play been with Matt getting in foul trouble?
And it really shouldn't be because Matt's in foul trouble. We need to start playing Sean some more. I mean, he's really the thing I love about Sean is he works every single day. He doesn't take a day off. And in today's world, it's like if when I grew up, you got your allowance every week. It's like kids want their allowance every hour. And you don't get immediate rewards sometimes. You have to work. You have to work. You have to improve. And Sean has never come to practice with his head down. And he's gotten his tail kicked, and he comes back the next day. And he's physical. He's learning. I think he's getting better every single day. For his entire high school career, he played football for 4 months, basketball for 4 months. So he's a 100% basketball player now. He's getting better every single day. His play was huge today.
You guys took less shots in the second half, didn't make as many. What was it about their defense that kind of slowed you down?
I thought we missed a lot of layups, and that's no disrespect to Florida Gulf Coast, but I think we had a layup to go up 18 or 19. And Trayvon misses it, and he's usually a really good finisher. And then come back at the other end, and they get a layup off our missed layup. But we missed some ones around the rim. James Farr, Matt, and again, I think part of it's because Florida Gulf Coast isn't a small team. They got a big front line, and our guys should be used to, and they need to be used to finishing against that type of front line. But give those guys credit too.